Hello, goals all over the shop this evening, so it's a very quick review of the Premership. Our relegation threatened too, both playing and both getting a point in the capital. So a week before Easter, the bottom of the Premier looks like this. Everton have a 3-point cushion above the bottom three. Sadly, though, Bolton are still down there. Right, the Nationwide first stop, Main Road, and Joe Royal's no-nonsense approach was witnessed and no doubt approved of by almost 32,000 fans this afternoon. Here's Alistair Mann.
With nerves aplenty and tension almost unbearable, Manchester City needed to score first and quickly. And when Eric Nixon failed to hold Jamie Pollock's shot, Sean Goater's sharp reactions earned that precious advantage and Goater's first for his new club. But as the celebrations were barely dying down, the home fans' nerves were tested again, as Colin Woodthorpe's cross was brilliantly turned in by Aaron Wilbraham, a first two for the county youngster. But this game had barely started to exhibit its wares. Nixon fell heavily to the floor with blood pouring from his mouth, and City had 5 minutes to try to grab the lead with stand-in Brett Angel between the posts. Ironically, having failed to do so, the home side restored their grip with Nixon reinstalled. He failed to hold on to Gerard Vikin's free kick. Richard Jobson applied the finish. 5 minutes later, and better was to follow. A great moment for City's record by Lee Bradbury. A one-on-one, willed on by the crowd. The pressure released from his body as the ball nestled in for 3-1. Bradbury and indeed City looked a different proposition today, and it was little surprise that a further goal followed. Having begun to look £1 million striker again, Bradbury's second was taken with aplomb. Strangely, 4-1 down early in the second half, Gary Megson's men began to dominate. A little late though, Brett Angel hit a post. The rebound then went away from goal. Wilbraham continued to look a good prospect. This lovely effort only narrowly off target. But this was very much Manchester City's day. 3 well-earned points against a county side whose season now is all about planning for the next Division 1 campaign.
Well, the gulf between the caviar and the leftovers in Division 1 was clearly illustrated at Prenton Park last night. Sunderland were very convincing indeed against Tranmere. Sunderland's opener was pretty much Route 1 with Niall Quinn's contribution doubly effective, winning the header as you'd expect, and then a slide rule pass that wouldn't look out of place in Serie A for Kevin Phillips to get his 28th of the season. Now, this exciting young man is too short of the magical 30 mark last achieved by a Sunderland player back in '63. Brian Clough. For those of you who don't remember, Cloughie was a master finisher, especially in these situations. Wonderful approach work by Phillips, with Nicky Summerby cast in the Clough role, and a very authentic portrayal it was. Actually, it was game, set and match after just 12 minutes. It was a dual case of making sure of survival at Gig Lane this afternoon. Bury and Huddersfield are both not out of the quagmire. Talking of quagmire, here's Jim Beglin.
Whether this game would go the distance on a waterlogged surface was the worry on kick-off, but thankfully things improved, and in true Roses tradition, this Lancashire-Yorkshire clash was feisty and entertaining, with Bury taking a deserved lead. Paul Butler's 33rd minute rocket, unstoppable. Within a minute though, Huddersfield were level. I feel Marcus Browning exaggerated Lenny John Rose's contact. The referee thought otherwise though. Lee Richardson was the scorer from the spot. 2 minutes after the break, however, Bury were in front again. Rob Matthews presenting Tony Ellis with a chance that couldn't be missed, and he didn't disappoint. But the Shakers were to draw for the 19th time this season. Peter Jackson and Terry Yorth have worked wonders with Huddersfield. Lee Richardson's second, confirming their latest show of character.
Well, Oxford have been bruising a few egos since the turn of the year. They can't go up, they can't go down, so the pressure today, all of it, was on Port Vale. Here's Simon Day.
Desperate for points, Vale started in equally desperate fashion. Just 2 minutes on the clock and Stuart Talbot and fans convinced a goal had been scored. No mistake on the half hour though, leading scorer Lee Mills heading in his 15th of the season. Keeper Phil Whitehead left down and out, not least with his defence. Then on 42 minutes it was the thumping free kick from Mills that put Tony Naylor on course for his 10th of the campaign. And though Whitehead got a touch, nothing was going to stop that one. Vale's vice-like grip on the game maintained after the break. Gareth Ainsworth with the lovely overhead in the 84th minute.
At the bottom of Division 1, City are out of the relegation 3 right now. Stoke incidentally lost 2-0 at Reading today. they really do look doomed. Well, apart from Wrexham, we haven't got much chance of achieving anything in Division 2, and even they're getting a case of the jitters. But a few calming words from Brian Flynn almost did the trick today. Here's Jim again.
Brian Flynn would have been glad of the half-time break to right a few Wrexham wrongs, one being the lax defending that allowed Kevin Rapley to put Brentford ahead. And after the restart, Mark Wilson was the first to take heed of his manager's promptings, his wonderful solo the first of 3 goals in just 8 minutes. Dead ball expert Peter Ward then fired the Welshman 2-1 but the Bees are accustomed to grinding out draws in their travels, and Carl Hutchings' equaliser keeps Wrexham fourth.
In the space of 2 months, Oldham have gone from promotion probables to relegation possibles, but they had a merry man in Little John today. Ooh, here's Carl Morris.
Oldham notched their first win in 9 games thanks to 2 goals against his former club from Adrian Littlejohn. Ex-teammate John Sheffield giving him a helping hand for his first. After the break, Littlejohn added insult to injury, turning Stephen Woods for his second of the afternoon. Final score, Oldham 2, Plymouth 0.
The other results in Division 2, Blackpool beating Walsall by 1-0, Preston going down at Fulham by 2-1. Let's have a look at that Blackpool goal by Andy Priest. He scored last week, you remember. This a 3-pointer though. And Blackpool now 9 points from the playoff positions. Another good strike by Priest, so they're not completely out of the picture. Burnley, a fine win for them at Northampton, Andy Payton, and Wigan beating Watford by 3-2. All Wigan's goals coming in the first half. We can see them now with Simon.
Wigan's new old boy, Stuart Barlow, in his second game for Latics, and once Oldham's top scorer, getting off the mark for Wigan with his and their first. David Lowe, who broke Wigan's scoring record last week, owed much to the Maradona-style control of Ian Kilford to nab his 64th Wigan goal. And it was Kilford himself who was allowed his own heroics just 5 minutes before half-time. Though Watford pulled 2 back, their title hopes now in serious danger of collapse.
Wigan are actually just off that caption with 48 points. Burnley now 4 points from a position of safety, but they're making a fight of it again. In Division 3, well, the less said about Chester, the better. Macclesfield, another late winner, Steve Wood, the ex-heavy goods driver, the veteran, leading scorer, 88 minutes against Lincoln. And Rochdale getting a point, and a good point to a Torquay. At the top of Division 3 then, Macclesfield in third place, of course, Notts County already promoted, but Macclesfield in the automatic 3 places. That's all from us. Jim and I'll be back on Monday. Bye-bye.